Hello? Or as Angelina would say, hello? You two, I don't know what happened to Restream, but for some reason, they don't have a countdown anymore. Restream, why'd you take that away? Dear Restream, why have you taken away your countdowns? Because then we just have awkward beginnings now. Where it's just me waiting for the live stream to catch up. Diego, Anna, Carmelise, Malachi, hello. Madison, F Dreamer, Daniel, Melissa, Brandon, hello. Malachi says, love the Rick James hair. Yep. I cut myself some bangs, and this is where we're at. Elena, Manifestation, Despicable, Alicia, Controversial Studios, hello. Jan and Lana, hello. How are we doing, everybody? Happy Monday. Happy Mindset Monday. Carmelise, Brandon, you guys are very sweet. Thank you. Emmy, hello. My spiritual friend, hello. Juanita, hi. Bevo, Abaja or Abaja? Galaxy, Daddy, Artie. Emmy asks, how's Grandma? Grandma's doing okay. She's healing, and she's, she's healing. So, we're just taking it day by day, hoping for the best. She's in a rehab facility, and they're going to be helping her, get her body back to as much normal functioning as it can. And that's just what it is. So thank you for asking. I appreciate you. And yes, I am back home in my studio. And it is raining in California. And we needed it. CJ, you're so sweet. Thank you very much. I appreciate you. Demnira, thank you very much. Appreciate you. So, Emily, hello. Divine Feminine, hello. EB Bud, any Black Friday shopping this year? Are you asking me personally? Or are you asking if we have Roxy Talks discounts? We will have Roxy Talks Black Friday discounts. So yeah. Andromeda, lovely to see you as well. Emmy says it's super windy in Washington, California too. It doesn't sound windy, it just sounds wet. Mary Dacia, thank you very much. I appreciate you guys and your compliments. Linda, hello. Elena, yes, this is my natural hair. Trying to figure it out because I haven't worn my hair natural like my entire life. So not since the very first time I got it. Oh my God. The first time I got my hair blow dried, it took like over an hour. First off, like when she straightened it, she blow dried it straight. I was like maybe like 8 or 9 or something. And I remember just being like in the chair with this like helmet of perfectly like straightened hair that like curved underneath her. And I was just like, oh my God. And I just became obsessed with having straight hair after that. So 30 years and here now we're back to doing natural. And it really is like 30 years because I'm about to be 38. Anyways, we're not talking about manifestation right now, are we? So, Andromeda reading in England as well. Bradley, hi. Manifestation is because she manifested it. What are you talking about? I don't know what you're talking about, but if you're talking about the rain, I definitely manifested the rain. I've been visualizing and affirming and bringing on lots of water to California and visualizing the reservoirs being full. I'll take credit. Alicia, yes, you can ask questions. Dina, hi. Dina, stop it. Dina said I look even younger. I was like, this haircut makes me look so old. I don't really care. It's just hair. It'll grow. So, oh, I manifested my hair. I guess I did. I've been like working on it and researching, and I'm following all the curly pages on Instagram and getting all the brushes and trying all the different products and diffusing and all the crazy stuff. So anyways, what's going on in your guys' world? What was our homework from last week? I'm sorry, I don't remember. Emmy, thank you very much. Kalea, hello. That's a cool name. Trish, thank you. Crystalline Mai, hello. Okay, Teak. I have a question, please. Why is it that I feel more powerful and can trust the process when there's no contact? Whenever there's communication, I feel a bit unstable with my SP. The short answer, the easiest way to answer that is just that your SP triggers you. and when you're triggered in whatever way, fashion that you respond or whatever it triggers you to do or feel or think is obviously not productive for your manifestation. So, the 7-day self-care challenge. Thank you. I actually was doing it too. I'm surprised I forgot. Sorry, I'm like reading comments as I'm answering comments. So yeah, basically that the person is triggering you in some way to act out or think like your old version, and your practice, not that you're doing anything wrong, but just, to be real frank, your practice isn't strong enough yet for you to withstand the triggering without succumbing to your old patterns, if that makes sense. Shandana says I'm in the same position. Yeah, like I keep reading multiple comments. Yeah, if you're getting constant, if you're like, you can't like, if you're working on your triggers, constantly exposing yourself to the things that trigger you is probably not like the best idea if you can avoid it. Like, I just try to advise lessening your exposure to the things that trigger you when you're working on your ability to react differently. Like, you're rewriting your patterns and your beliefs, you're rewriting your patterns and beliefs, you're rewriting. When you get triggered, if you've had enough time to kind of do that rewiring, that like the neuroplasticity of your brain, if you've had, enough time to devote to that, in my opinion, obviously, the more you can insert the thoughts of your success in whatever way we're talking, the more like Esther Hicks calls it priming the pump, the more primed and ready you are to respond in the way that you've pre-written and been feeding yourself. If you have more time to do that, obviously, right? Versus if you're constantly being triggered and you're constantly having to clean it up and constantly having to clean up your thoughts and your vibration or your feelings and constantly having to do that damage control, you're not giving yourself enough time to insert and install and ruminate on the new beliefs, because it certainly hasn't had enough time to build and ruminate the way that all the old beliefs have. So, okay. Dina, we were talking last week. Our homework was the daily self-care, extra self-care. And Dina says, I give myself daily foot massages and foam rolling now. That's awesome, Dina. I love it. RD says you're feeling very depressed. Your SP is engaged and blocked you, or getting married and blocked you. Well, here's the deal. So now I'm hello. It's understandable to feel sad. It's understandable to feel depressed. It's understandable to not enjoy the way that feels. Of course, you're human, and especially if manifestation and all this stuff has been telling you that you can do whatever you want. I get that. However, if you allow the fact that your body feels depressed or sad or unmotivated or whatever it is, or let down or disappointed, influence your thinking, you are keeping yourself in a cycle. Like, it's one thing to let yourself feel, to witness it, to be there for yourself, to comfort yourself, to allow it, and to process it. That's what we're supposed to do. But if you sit in the depressive feeling and then allow your thoughts to go off down the road of all the things that are wrong now because of this feeling, or, have been wrong or still wrong and not changing, whatever you're doing with your thoughts, that's the issue. It's not the fact that what you're going through feels bad and it might seem like your manifestation's not working. But again, this comes back to why you must keep your thoughts away from joining into those notions, because you have to keep your thoughts on the awareness of your chosen story, which is that everything is still working out for you no matter what's happening around you in the 3D. Trish, it's crazy that you just asked about that cord cutting thing, because I literally wrote on my whiteboard today. All right, I just had my own little pattern pop up in those few moments. I was just about to say, I'm not gonna say what I was gonna say, because I don't want to put myself into a space where I'm gonna have to clean up my thinking about it. So I'm just gonna and say that. Have you tried a cord cutting ritual? My therapist showed me how to do it, told me how to do it, and I've done like 3, and it helps. It's helping a lot, actually. I don't know, maybe I'm just, the combination of having a therapist and like talking, and I have a therapist, I have a psychic, I have a business coach. I talk to a lot of people throughout the month that help me recognize my patterns and navigate me through where I'm going. Like, coaching and therapy has really been really important for me this year personally. I'm just saying this because I don't know why it's coming out. So I had this time last year. That's so weird. I was thinking about this morning. This time last year, and of course now talking about it, this time last year, I was so incredibly stressed out. Like just at a 10 of all the time, just so stressed out, so busy, didn't know how to manage my schedule and everything, and like wasn't meditating, just not living the way that I know that I should and that I suggest. So this year has been so really, what am I trying to say? The self-awareness, and combined with the practice of doing the things that empty the cup, so that I'm not carrying around all this old shit and not allowing myself to continue to dwell in my old patterns and working through them, and just growing and all that stuff, whatever, has been very very impactful and very helpful. So I guess I'm just saying all that to say to everybody, like, do what you can to build out your support system. Like, I think everybody should have therapy if they can have access to it. Try betterhelp.com. I've never used it, but I've heard that it's good. Great. Obviously I do one-on-one coaching as well. Whatever guidance you can use that will help you see beyond what you're experiencing constantly and what you're being bombarded with, I think is very beneficial. So if you feel like you're super attached to something, you need to cut a cord and do all that. Like, there are obviously like energetic exercises that you can do, meditations, things like that. But I think beyond that is that there needs to be some sort of practice and awareness around processing and dealing with your emotions in a healthy and positive way that doesn't include or involve spiraling or negative thinking or beating yourself up or repeating your patterns, whatever they may be. Yeah, PSA. I don't know where that came from, but there you go. Sana says, we better be emptying cups, purging emotions, and putting ourselves before anybody else in our reality. Take care of the mechanism and the work will take care of itself. Exactly. Yes, ma'am. I feel like we have to wait. Okay. SKH said, I don't know if I'm saying that name right, obviously. Hey, love you, Roxy. Thank you so much. You changed my life. You did that, but thank you. I appreciate the kind words, but that was all you. I didn't do that. Okay, so oh man, where do I start? Rosalie says, any advice on how to manifest a stop to flooding in my apartment? Landlord has been told repeatedly it's the gutter and won't fix it. Okay. Here's the deal. You need to go mentally / energetically to the apartment that's dry and the landlord that cares and is on top of it. The more like, what's the word? Like the more frustration you have at your landlord, because it's like, I agree the landlord should be doing something about it. But like beyond that, that's the last time we need to ever say that, because if you keep saying the landlord's not doing anything about it, guess what the landlord's not going to do? Anything about it. So the landlord is on top of it. He's always on top of it. He always has been. He always will be. He cares a lot. He loves you. You're their favorite tenants. I literally say that about my landlord all the time. I'm like, we're their favorite tenants. And we probably are. I know I'm good tenants. I know we're good tenants. So anyways, you can say that you're their favorite tenant. They always take care of you. They're always on top of it. They want to make sure that you're comfortable and safe. And then just start talking about how dry your apartment is. Well, you know what I'm talking. You know what I'm saying, right? Like what's the opposite of flooding? Not flooded, I would think. Dry, normal, regular, comfortable, peaceful. Like you have to, if you got to affirm for what you want and not complain about, and I'm not saying that it's not valid. It's, I understand complaining a lot. I've done a lot of it in my life, but it doesn't help you get what you want. In fact, it just keeps it away from you. So at some point you have to stop telling the story if he won't do this and it's overwhelmingly bad and it's not what you want, and say that it is what you want. Visualize it done. I would visualize like a faucet turning off and everything drying up. Faucet turning off, everything drying up, sucking all the water out. I would just do that over and over and over. And then that's it. You just keep doing that until you don't have to anymore. Okay. Sana, I look like a cute little baby. Oh, thanks. Because I was like, this hair makes me look dated. It's so 70s. Okay. Shandana, why is it I manifest stuff so easily when I don't care? Okay, because when you don't care, you don't have resistance to it. You're not pushing away with it with worries, doubts, fears, insecurities. Why isn't it here? How come it hasn't come yet? Da, da, da. All that stuff pushes it away. Things that you don't care about manifest because, or we'll get this way. The things that you do care about don't manifest as fast because you care about the fact that you don't have them. And the fact that you care about the fact that you don't have them says in and of itself that you don't have them. And there you go. You don't have it. Yes, I am a Scorp. My birthday is in, I don't even know what today is. A couple weeks. You got bangs recently too. The bangs are in right now. I had to cut all like the dead layers off my hair, and I was like, I'm just gonna do bangs because bangs grow, and my hair is not the length I want it to be right now anyway. So why not just embrace what I got and go with it And then by the time it grows out, it's going to be what I want. So cool. Ooh. Okay. Afro Juju says, I've had the same issues with flooding and damp, etc. I was really stressed, but just started listening to music, being happy about how beautiful the rest of the house is. I'm no longer stressed, and the issues have fixed themselves now. Yep, exactly. That's just how it works. It's annoying, and it feels like ass backwards, and it you know, we're taught we're taught to manipulate the 3D in order to get what we want, but that's really the opposite of how the ease works. If you do it the other way, if you be easy about it and just kind of let it happen on its own and use words to fix things or to handle things, it unfolds much easier, much more harmonious, with way less stress, and often easier and quicker than you could have done it with all your trying and overdoing. Okay, Jacques says, this is, okay, before I even read this, Jacques, I just want you to know, I think I actually had a client with almost the exact same story last week. So I just wanted you to know that you're not alone, but I'm going to tell you the exact same thing I told this client. Jacques says, my SP is miles away and they don't know I exist. Already, the rest of it's irrelevant. It doesn't really matter what we say. I mean, we're going to finish reading, but like, if you, do I take this sentence? I'll read the whole thing, then I'll send it. Sorry, my brain's moving a million miles per minute, and I'm trying to decide what my mouth is going to do. Okay. The whole message says, my SP is miles away, and they don't know I exist. I feel like it would take years for me to get them. They have to live their life, but I don't want them to because it can be too late for me. Okay, so you have a whole bunch of blocks in your way that are just going to keep this away from you, and we're going to just go through them in order. My SP is miles away. So what? Distance is an illusion. Nothing exists outside of your current and immediate awareness. That in the moment, other than that, it's probability. So if you keep placing your SP miles away from you, guess where they stay? Miles away. So that needs to go away. Who cares where you think they are? Okay. Next, they don't know I exist. Now, this is the one that caught my eye, that my client, that's what it was in their intake form, was like, the first thing is, my person doesn't know I exist. And I was like, before we even get like into your thing, I need you to know that right there is going, like, that needs to go away. If you keep telling that story, all the other work that you're doing is just gonna, be for, I heard in my head, be for naught, be for nothing, because they don't know you exist. So it doesn't really matter. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that needs to go away. Who cares if they don't know you exist? People that don't know each other exist meet and then know each other exist all the time. It happens every day. It's not that normal. So getting these ridiculous, they seem big, but they're actually ridiculous when you're looking at it from a standpoint of somebody who's choosing their reality. Don't ever, if I was you, I would never again say the words or think this sentence, they live this far away. Who cares that I'm not going to finish the sentence? And they don't know why, blah, 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 blah. Who cares? That's irrelevant. So if you, and then your next sentence is, I feel like it would take years for me to get to them. Again, you feel that way. You are placing years in front of your barrier. There's nothing in front of you. There's nothing between you and this person, because there is no separation between you and this person. There's no difference between you and this person. You're both energy of the same larger whole. Okay. So you are just indulging in all the reason. And I'm not saying that anything bad. I'm just kind of going through just black and white what we got here. And again, you're not the only one that does this. So you're just indulging in all the reasons why you think it's a problem. And those things are problems because you think they're problems. Everything that you think about your world is what your world is. So, and not the other way around necessarily. I mean, that can happen, obviously, but your perception is always creating your reality, no matter what. Never has not, never been, always will be. Okay. They have to live their life, but I don't want them to, because then it can be too late for me. Now, right there, you have a few issues. One, you have controlling someone else, controlling circumstances. You're holding on too tight. You're also, speaking of lack, you're acting like there's only so much that you're allowed to have. It's conditional. If they do this thing, then they can't have my love. There's a lot going on in that last sentence that's going to need to be addressed, because all of that stuff, every single one of those things every one of these things that we've gone through is its own separate block, if you will. And I guarantee you there's way more, because just in like no judgies at all, just because I talk to so many people, like there's a lot going on under the surface about your worth, your ability to have, who gets what, how come you, like all that stuff is in there. And that's what's spilling or, spiraling around here. So that's what you're going to have to work on. It has nothing to do with where you think they live, and has everything to do with all the problems you think there are in between. Okay. Super chat. Amy, thank you so much. I appreciate you. Says, my ex owes me a lot of money that wasn't a loan. We've been in no contact since January. I'm over him, but still want my money back. What's the best way? I've gotten a lot of different answers. Thanks. Okay. So this is what I want to say right now. If you've gotten a lot of different answers and you're still looking for them, how do I say this? I don't want you to be looking for answers anymore. Like, I'm going to say what I'm going to say. I would suggest you try the approach that I'm taking, and then not go searching for more people to tell you how to do it. Okay. And I mean that with, in the utmost kindness. Here's the deal. Just like we were just talking about with the people who have their apartments flooded, if somebody owes you something, if there's someone that's not doing something, or they're doing something wrong, or they're doing something you don't like, the more that you harp on it, worry about it, stress about it, look at them and their faults. They're doing this. They're not doing this. They should have been, it's over. I want my shit, blah, blah, blah. You're looking outside of yourself for, I guess we could say blame. That's the first word that came up. You're blaming outside of yourself, when in reality, it's you who keeps manifesting over and over and over that they're not doing what you want them to do, right? So you have to stop saying that he has not paid you back. He already has. He paid you back. He's paid you back 1,000,000 times already. And I bet this is the very first instinctual message that I got, was like, I bet if you looked back on this time when you've been trying to manifest this money, I bet you the money has come to you from other sources, but you have wanted it to come from this person so bad because you need that vindication, or it's like, he must do this in order for me to release the story that he won't, right? So my intuition is telling me that you've been paid back for that money so many times but you haven't realized that it was that, because it didn't come directly from him the way you thought it was. So again, what I want you to do is, I want you to get rid of all these ideas of what he has to do, what he should do, what he's not doing, where the money needs to come from. This is an abundant world, and you were generous. You gave a generous donation here, if you will, or, I don't know what you want to call it, tip, in order to get your question answered. So you understand the flow of money in and out. I can see that just from there, right there. So what needs to change then, I'm assuming, just off of what we have here, is that your story about, we've been in no contact, right? So that right there, how am I going to get my money? We're not in contact. Those two things are going to go back and forth. I want my money. We're not in contact. I want my money. We're not in contact. How am I going to get my money? We're not in contact. How am I going to get in contact? I'm going to get my money. Back and forth, right? So those two things are going to mess everything up. It wasn't a loan. How dare he? He took this money. I would have, maybe if we were together, I would have helped. Whatever, it doesn't matter. All that anger and frustration and past and story, that is also going to be blocking the flow, or potentially, or even the manifestation of having this specific person do this specific thing for you. So, I still want my money back. I want my money back. What does back mean? Back means that something was mine and was taken from me in essence, and I want it returned to me, which means I don't have it. There, like, all of the little nuances of your story are building the story. So you need to change every single layer of this if you want that money back from this person specifically. And part of that comes with going there in your mind first. They already paid you back. Again, you've been paid back like 10 times already. That's what my intuition is telling me. So that 10, the 10 that you gave, there's something in there that's like a representation of every time you've been paid back for that money. So every dollar represents every time you've been paid back for that money. So what I need you to do is realize you have had the money. You've had it all along. The universe is abundant. They would have never let you suffer or go without. So you've been provided all this whole time, even without that money, right? Reality, what you're really holding on to is just like, it's like I keep hearing the word indignation. It's like the how dare you. Like that's what it really, like I don't know how else to put it, but it's like how dare you. Kind of a thing. Like that's like what it feels like to me. So it's like that how dare you is creating a moat around you that this person does not have the tools to cross. So all of those things, all of that's going on. So they've already, short answer, do a visualization, do a meditation where all the money's coming to you times 10, and from them and from other people and from all kinds of ways. And you feel so good and you feel so light and you forgive them. Forgiveness is about you, not them. And just letting it go and being glad that you're where you are now, and just being like, hey, I got everything I need. The universe is taking care of me this whole time. And it's really great. And I'm so glad that this person has stepped up and shown me that they are a trustworthy and whatever honorable person, and then send them on their way in your mind and go on about your own filling of your cup in whatever way you can. Okay. Let's see who's next. Lola, thank you so much for the super chat. Says, if you manifest everything, is it your fault when your loved one dies? No, it's not. First of all, you're not alone here. Again, I've had this question a lot and I felt it myself, so I understand. Second, I just had a hold on, I'm seeing some little what's wrong? Is there not on this chat? Okay. Okay, so let's see, where were we? I just had a podcast episode with Aaliyah Lovely from the Spiritual Shit podcast. Check out that episode because we specifically talk about that. Okay. So there's more around that you can listen to. But, and she's more, I would say she's more spiritually connected than I am. I'm working on it. And so her perspective is a little different than what you might get from me. So that's why I suggest it. But the thing about your loved ones dying is that you cannot escape it. It's unavoidable on planet Earth unless you die first. Really, honestly. Like my loved ones dying is like one of my biggest things that I deal with, and like, dark places that my mind goes to. So I've thought a lot about it and worked to rationalize and whatever. But anyways, all I can say is that for one, it's unavoidable unless you're the first one to go. Okay. And if you are the first one to go, then guess who it sucks for? Everybody else that knows you. Okay. So if you're not experiencing other people dying around you, it's because you're the first one to go. That's why. All right. So again, it's a part of life that is inescapable and unavoidable. And it's probably the worst part of life is losing people that you love. But there's no way around it, again, unless you are the first one to go, and then it's them losing the one they love, right? So again, inescapable. You are going to encounter, like, do you get what I'm saying? Like, you can't take blame for it because there's no way you could escape experiencing it again unless you were the one that went first. So, and that's not to say feel guilty for staying. That's to say that, like, it's not about you manifesting it. It's about how do you deal with it and move forward when it happens, because it might happen again and it's not going to be your fault then either. And it never was. And it's just the way Earth is designed. And we have to find a way to push through it. Period, I guess. Like I feel you. Listen, on that podcast, I talked to her about my cousin who was like my sister. Her name's Jacqueline. I don't want to say I predicted her death, but I how do I say this? Like, I'll just say it. Okay. I never thought I would live to see 30. Like, I was convinced I would never live to see 30. I was going to die before I was 30, leaving my husband to raise my 2 young sons alone. I don't know why. That's just like literally what I was convinced that's what I was going to happen to me. Didn't happen to me. It happened to the person who I consider my sister. 28 years old, husband, 2 sons, 1.5 years old and 5. Okay. I mean, like, it was almost the point when she passed away, I was like, it wasn't even, obviously it was shocking, but it wasn't a surprise. Like, I was like, oh, wow, that was her death, not mine. And I wouldn't say that I manifested her death. I just happened to be in a reality where that's what happened, like, but I was given that knowledge ahead of time, maybe so that it would soften the blow. I don't know. Maybe that's kind of what we talk about on the podcast, is like prepping for it in a way. But like, yeah, like Liv said, you had intuition of some kind. Exactly. It's like it's on some level, I felt or knew or experienced it before it happened. So I can relate to the feeling of like, did I manifest that? But it's like, I know I didn't manifest it. It's just part of the reality of the realm we're living in. And unfortunately, her experience in my world ended really way too young, And so that's what it's like. Death is just, it's hard. It's hard. It's hard on us. It's hard to talk about. It's hard to experience, but it's something that, like, again, if you don't experience it, then that generally would mean that you would be the one that would go first around you. I don't know how else. I don't know. I don't know. Talking about death is weird because I also don't have the answers. I don't know what life is. I don't know why. I don't know how, like, it's just trying to figure it out based on what science says and what other people have experienced, what I've experienced. And we're all here for you. Udemy, you're so sweet. Says, thank you for the blessings that come from your teachings, techniques, and music. You're so sweet. Thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you. Crystal Walton says, early death is the universe has something for me to learn or carry out on behalf of the person who went before me. Interesting. Bevo, I'm really sorry that you lost your friend. That was that was like my sister. We were cousins, but we were the same age. So we were raised like twins. Like, they would dress us alike. We were in the same grade. Like, we were always together. So that's a fun one. Sabrina says, just finished a job interview. It went so well. Excited. Yay. How exciting. Congratulations. Lola says, sad that we can't manifest saving someone from that. You don't listen. You're looking at it as like, you're looking at it from the perspective of what you've lost here on earth, and not from the perspective of what that soul gains once they're out of this crazy fucking place. Like, don't feel like you can't save. How do you save a rose from dying? You don't. How do you save the sun from setting? That's what earth is. And if you carry around this pain and this guilt of like what you can and can't do about it, you're just shorting yourself. The beauty of life is that it is finite. And so you're supposed to squeeze every beautiful moment out of it that you can. If anything, let this teach you that you need to make the most of every single moment, because you never know when it's going to be over for this incarnation of it. Hannah, I'm so sorry about your father. Do you meditate, and have you experienced speaking to him in that sense? I see my cousin like every day in meditation. Do I believe in life after death? Yeah, absolutely. I don't know what exactly it is. I don't know, like, if you listen to like Dolores Cannon, for example, Dolores Cannon will say that Earth is like a school, and you come to Earth and you're like everything from like a molecule to, you know, water to a rock to dirt to insects to animals and then to human, and then you have to graduate through the human evolution, to the point of having like no karma, no residual karma, essentially. And so you kind of are in Earth is like this cycle of constant growth and graduation and doing over and over again. Beyond that, like if you look at like the law of one, they talk about how the soul has like the journey that it goes on, graduating and elevating through the different, I can't remember what they're called. They're like chakras, the densities, right? The densities, 7 densities or something like that. So, and that's like even beyond being on Earth, I believe. That's like after you're on Earth, your soul then becomes like a guide for others who are on Earth, kind of thing. And then beyond that, who knows? So, do I believe there's life after death? Absolutely. I do not think that Earth is like the end all be all 100%. Earth is a game. I think Earth is I don't want to say a joke, but that's like what I'm hearing in my head. Like we take it way too fucking seriously. It's a video game that you're in. Like, go see Free Guy, that new Ryan Reynolds movie. Aside from the very, I don't want to give anything away. The literal like second to last scene of the movie is like cheese city, like so fucking hard. But aside from that, the movie's pretty cute and fun. And it's you know, it shows like manipulating your world and stuff like that, and what you can do once you like kind of peek behind the curtain and understand that it's not as real as it seems. Dina said, Bashar just said Earth is not a real place. Yeah, Earth is like, it's like a holodeck or something. Yeah, it's like a holodeck. If you watch Star Trek. Is it 22222? It is. Yes. Thanks, Mystic Lady Tarot, for letting us know. Mystic Terry Lady says apparently this is one of the lowest planets. Okay, if you mean low as in like low density, I think you're right. Like Dolores Cannon says Earth is the hardest planet. Earth is the absolute hardest one. It is the top of the hard, and this is as bad as it gets. So this is one of the reasons why I like to, you know, go off of what Dolores Cannon says, because I'm like, okay, I'm going to go with the fact that this is as bad as it gets. I can graduate off this motherfucker and move on. And I'm going to try to do what I can do to die with no karma. If I can. Linda says, Roxy, I watched Coherence because you mentioned it last week. OMG, so trippy. Oh, I love Coherence. Oh, such a good movie. Yeah, watch if you want to see a visual representation or like a movie representation of how realities, like parallel realities, intersect and weave in on top of each other. Watch the movie Coherence. I think it's on Prime, and I think it's on YouTube actually also. Someone talking about free will. Okay, so this week's podcast, airing this Wednesday, 9 a.m. PST, is the episode with Bob Doyle from The Secret. I interviewed him a couple weeks, but then I had stuff with my grandma happen, so I didn't put it out yet. But this Wednesday, please make sure you go and listen to the Roxy Talks podcast, because we've got Bob Doyle from The Secret. We're talking about neuroscience and rewiring your brain and things like that. But also one thing that he talks about is free will, and his take on free will is really interesting. It's kind of towards the end of the podcast, so you're gonna have to listen to the whole thing. It's almost an hour. And just that, you know, thinking about, yes, we have free will, but how much of your free will are you allowing your own autopilot and rewired or excuse me, already wired programming make decisions for you up until that moment where you decide it's time to exercise your free will. So anyways, Bob Doyle on the Roxy Talks podcast, airing this Wednesday, 9 a.m. PST. Simona, let's change the subject so we're not talking about that anymore. Let's talk about positive stuff. Sanam says, been mad at myself because I think I accidentally manifested myself severe laryngitis right as I started singing and acting again. What is something that you would do to process this and heal faster? Okay. Shantae, there was no podcast last week. I was not at home to record it. My grandma's in the hospital. Okay. Sanam, first off, okay. To heal your laryngitis, go to my podcast from either the end of May or the beginning of June about healing your body. I speak specifically, I have my own like 4-step process that I use to heal myself, and it works every time. So I have actual like what I would do to heal is there. Beyond that, you're going to need to look at why are you sabotaging? What is your fear around performing, singing and acting again? Why do you have fear there? Why would you, or have apprehension, insecurity, doubt, worry, so bad that you would manifest yourself not being able to do it? What's that about? Or is it okay. Actually, here I'm hearing two things. Is it a manifestation of like fear, worry, doubt, insecurity about having to do it again, or if you're going to be good enough or whatever? Or is it a way to say, see, I can't do it, or every time I try and something pops up and gets in the way? Which one of those, or both of those have popped up in my head. So I would say, look there. Someone manifesting a cold, same thing. Go to the episode I had in like end of May, beginning of June about healing your body, physical healing. Thank you, Shantae. I appreciate you. Jacques. Okay. More reasons why you can't have. Okay. You need to back up. You need to back the F up first. And I mean this with love. You need to stop coming here and telling me all the reasons why it's not working. And you need to go and study how to manifest and how to use the I guess law of attraction or whatever. Go to my beginning videos. Look at my 360 method, because if you're going to sit here and talk about all the reasons why it's not possible for you, you have, again, I mean this with love, you have like basic understanding stuff to learn. You said they can meet someone at this very moment and I'm far away. Okay, so why are you allowing yourself to manifest? You're manifesting that by even entertaining it. You're literally creating that reality for yourself. How can I be confident enough to know that they are on their way? By telling yourself that you are confident and that they are on the way, instead of telling yourself that they could be meeting someone at this very moment and you're too far away to do anything about it. That's how. So watch my 360 video, go to my channel, and it should be the one that pops up. Sometimes it doesn't work, but it's pinned to the top of my channel. Roxy Talks 360 method. That's what you need to start with, because you're just going to do yourself a whole load of trouble if you are going to sit around and list all the reasons why it's not working. Like you're going ass backwards here. Nina loves music. Thank you for the compliment. Thanks. Appreciate it. Sanam says, my dad told me a story about a friend who is a singer and she had to get her vocal cords removed. And that's terrified me. I think that's it. Yeah. I mean, like people that, like there are surfers who've had their arms bitten off. And there are, race car drivers who passed away in those vehicles. There are horse riders who have fallen off of those horses and other terrible things have happened to them. And, that's all I got to say. It's just, okay. And have you seen Donnie Darko? The engine from a plane could fall from the sky and land on your bedroom and kill you while you're sleeping. And you know what I mean? So what? And you stop doing everything because of that? Maya, thank you so much for the super chat. Says, my man said he asks himself where we are going. How can I flip this to him feeling / knowing I'm the only one he wants to be with forever? LOL. And is there a time you give up on SP? Maybe if he cheated. Those are two totally fucking different wavelengths. How about this? Like, the reason he's not knowing where you're going is because you don't know whether you should be with him forever or give up on him because he cheated. You are going back and forth because ultimately, I'm assuming you probably know that, like, I mean, I'm not going to say no. Not knowing. I'm guessing, is it worth being someone who has cheated versus I'm trying to make him think that I'm the only one? Those two things going on are not coalescing, and it's not meshing, and it's not going to help your manifestation. You're going to get exactly this, a partner that doesn't know what the fuck's going on with you because you don't know what the fuck's going on. So you need to decide. You said, is there a time you give up on SP? Maybe if he cheated? My answer to a question like that always is, if you're asking, then you already know the answer. If you have to ask, should I give up? Maybe if this person cheated, it's because you have thought about that question enough, or it has bubbled up enough for you to say it out loud, which means you already know how you feel about it probably, but you just don't want to pull the trigger on whatever that answer is. He had a girlfriend for 4 years and we've been together for 2 and just found out a few days ago. Ooh, okay. You want my advice as a manifestation person or as your girl? Because these are going to be two different advices. So you need to tell me before I go off on something. Pumpkin Spice says the podcast on healing your body was amazing. Loved it. Thank you for sharing your story in that podcast. Thanks, Pumpkin Spice. That one was hard because I was like literally had half my face working while I was recording it. As both. Maya says as both. Okay. As a manifestation. No. It's hard because the woman is the manifestation coach. If you think that this person that was with you and someone else for multiple years, I'm sorry. Fuck no. The second I find out someone's been doing that, bye. I believe that like with cheating, there are personal levels and thresholds and like amounts of it and like circumstances. Everything is going to have its own story. But if you're with someone who's living a double ass life and they've been lying to you and someone else and pretending everything was okay for years, run for the fucking hills. Go now. And as I'm saying this, as the manifestation coach is coming through, if you have been manifesting love and security and peace in your life, and this is now coming about, it's for a reason, because this person is not going to be the one that's providing you that love and security. Maya says, I am like, bye, but then I think of me being a manifester. Okay, so remember how I just answered the question? I said, do you want me to answer as the girl or as the manifester? You said both. I couldn't answer you as manifestation without answering as the human first, okay? Because the human is the one doing the manifesting. So you may like, okay. Let's put it like this. If you were to say, all right, you know what? I'm just going to ignore the fact that this person's been lying to me for 2 years straight and someone else and, having a double life and God knows what else. And maybe who knows if there's more. I don't really know because I just found out. If I'm going to look past that, that means that you have to now never or make yourself avoid worrying, doubting, fearing, being insecure, wondering what they're doing, checking their phone. Like, are they going to would they do this out? Like, if they're looking at someone else, are there, when they're not with you, where are they? If you can put that away for the rest of your life and continue telling the story and believing and knowing and trusting that you are the only one and everything is working out, then like, that's what it's going to take. And like any sort of expectation or worry or fear that you could find yourself in a situation like that again needs to be like Obviously, you're going to have to do that for any relationship. Like if you have expectations of being cheated on, like your odds of it are going to go up because you're manifesting it. But if you have somebody with a proven track record, then you have to combat not only the regular amount of normal fears, worries, and doubts that you might have had, but now also all the proof from your physical world that you're going to have to erase and deny all the time. That's how I feel about it. As a manifester, that's what it's going to actually look like to do yeah, you can manifest it. Well, what does that look like? It means day in, day out, knowing, believing, thinking, trusting that you are the only person they want to be with. And that's exactly what you came here wondering how to do. So if you aren't on that wavelength every single day, which one are you on? What are you actually thinking about? Because that's like your truth in all of that, swirled in all of that, is what you're going to experience. Okay, you said you have no expectations of being cheated on, but he's obviously a serial cheater. Do you see the contradiction in that sentence alone? How are those two things possible? How can you tell me with a straight face you have no expectations of being cheated on by a serial cheater? Do you get what I'm saying? It's like, I'm not saying you're expecting it. I'm saying if you have labeled somebody as a serial cheater, what do you think they're going to fucking do? Cheat a lot, serially. You know what I'm saying? Like, and if he's with you, whether or not you're expecting it, you've told the story and labeled this person as a cheater. If they're in a relationship, they're going to cheat. And if you're the person they're in a relationship with, who the fuck are they cheating on? You. Right? Like, I'm just saying, my voice is getting loud because we're conveying information, but I really need you to like think, about what you're saying here. This is why it gets, girl. Okay. I don't know if okay. I don't know. All right. All I can, okay, but okay, so you're arguing with me and you're reiterating my point again. You said, no, I mean, I have no expectations of being cheated on by anyone. As far as him, I'm highly aware he'll probably cheat. Do you not see that you just contradicted yourself in the same sentence? You know what I mean? Like, I'm just saying, if you label them as a cheat and you go be in a relationship with them, whether or not you think people will cheat on you or not, you are in a relationship with a cheater that you have defined, okay? And your brain says you deserve better. Bitch, listen. And I'm telling you the same thing, okay? You deserve better. Are you going to act on it? That's the question. All right. Crime Thick Content, thank you so much for the super chat, says, I dream of becoming the funniest comedian like FM Eric Andre. How do I live in the end result? Well, what do comedians do? They do shows. They write material. They manage their business. They manage their brand. They connect with their people. They start podcasts. They do interviews with other people. Like, what do comedians do? Do that. It's not hard. Like, how do you live in the end result? Do the things that a person that you want to be does. How do they think about themselves? How do they look at the world? They're not looking around the world thinking, I want to become the funniest comedian. They're out there being the best they can. That's what they do. So that's what you do. You work on being your funniest, not funnier than this person, not funnier than this, not the funniest, blah, 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 blah. Your best. That's all you do. And then you share it. Check out my podcast episode coming out this week with Bob Doyle from The Secret. And that's a funny joke in itself. You'll hear if you listen to that episode right at the beginning why that's funny. But we talk about, authenticity and being yourself and being successful at what you do. As Bob Doyle is somebody that's been doing what I've been aspiring to do. He's been doing it for 15, 20 years. And he inspired me to be here where I am right now. And we actually talk about that on the conversation about, I saw him doing that and the people that are in that movie. And I was like, I want to do that. And I did. No one told me how. I didn't get some sort of ordainment from someone. I just started creating and helping and guiding and learning and growing and sharing and doing it all over again, being myself the whole while. Lola, thank you so much for the super chat again. Says, can you manifest weight gain without changing your eating habits? I don't know. Can you? This question is like, this is not a question for me. This is a question of like, can you, if you tell yourself that you're gaining weight and not worried about what you're putting in your mouth to do that, then it's like listen to Joe Dispenza. You can suggest anything to your body and have it be taken in. And, you know, if you can heal cancer and blindness and deafness, then I'm sure you could put on weight. You know, it's like, if you can fathom it and you can keep your mind on it, and if you can stop yourself from saying things that deny your weight gain, then sure, why not? Tiffany, thank you so much. I appreciate you. Says, hey, I'm late to the live. How's Granny? Thank you so much. You're so sweet. Hope you're doing well. Sending love. Also just saw Coherence too. Wow, crazy. Can't wait for the podcast. Oh, you're so sweet. Thank you. Grandma's doing good. She's recovering. She's, you know, she's 91 and, you know, her body's, I mean, she's been very healthy up until this point. So I think that helps her. And she's just working on, you know, doing the rehab thing and working on connecting the two sides of her body and stuff. So thank you very much for asking. I appreciate you. And yes, Coherence is a really good movie. I love it. Glad you liked it. Good for seeing realities. Brandon says it's easy what you got to do to be a comedian. You got to bird up. Madison says, I love that you tell the truth, Roxy. You don't hide anything. And I love it. I can't not like be real with like how I think and feel. It's just, it just is what it is. I'm just going to say it because, hey, if you're asking, you want my opinion, I'm going to give it to you. Okay. Elizabeth Druggin says, I'm living in the end, acting as if, scripting, being positive. Manifestation hasn't shown up in my reality, even though I'm acting like it is and been rewriting my story. Do I just be patient or listen, Elizabeth? On some level, you are communicating that it's not here, that you don't have it. You're not okay. It's not like it's not working. How long? It's going on too long. Like your story is not clear enough. And it's not, how do I say this? Your story on some level does not describe the reality where you have it enough, because here's the deal. If you were truly living in the end and acting as if, then you wouldn't even notice that it hasn't shown up. Does that make sense? Like, if something hasn't shown up, what do you mean it hasn't showed up? I'm completely fulfilled in every single moment. I have absolutely everything around me. If you're looking around and saying my thing has not shown up, that is why. That and potentially other things that you are blocking, fearing, worrying, doubting your ability to do it. If it's hard, if you're going up and down, who knows what's going on really there, like in the truth of your day to day. But I can just tell you now, like, you sound like the way I'm living in the end. I'm acting as if, I'm scripting, I'm being positive, I'm doing all the things they said I should do, and it's still not showing up. You have completely missed the point. The point is, make myself satisfied in every moment as long as possible, because that is the point. And when I am completely satisfied, That is living in the end. When I'm completely satisfied, that's acting as if. When I'm completely satisfied, that's being positive. When I'm completely satisfied, the universe gives me what I want, because if I'm satisfied, the universe must reflect that back to me in every single moment. So if you're not seeing that, if you're admitting here that it's not showing up and it's not working, you're doing everything, it's still not working, you're not. And you're saying that, and that is winning. And you're believing and seeing that it's not here, and not believing and seeing that it is. How do you act as if it's your bed is empty? What do you mean? Why sit? Oh, my bed's empty. This sucks. When I wish I had somebody to lay with. Why are you thinking that kind of stuff when you know your thoughts are manifesting? I mean this with love, but I just sometimes I get tired of answering the same shit over and over. It's like, do something to get your mind off of it. You're not making yourself happy enough during the day if all you can think about is the fact that someone else isn't making you happy. How dare they? You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's so entitled that I won't be happy till they are in my bed. Meh. Are you fucking serious? All right, I'm getting all right. My husband's like, why is she yelling? I hear him coming in. Sorry. Sometimes I get filled to the brim with it. It's like, stop fucking talking about what they aren't doing for you. What aren't you doing for you? That list is going to be way longer. Udemy, I love you. Udemy fucking came up here and sent a super chat to say money comes to me quick and easy. I love you, Udemy. I'm going to... I just put $500 in your bank account energetically. Okay? Enjoy it. It's like the passion. The passion is real. And they're like, sleep in the middle. Yeah, bitch, sleep in the middle like a starfish and enjoy the time you have. Your days of getting to stretch out on your mattress are numbered. Enjoy them, okay? That's how you do it. That's how you look at it. Like, ooh, I better get every last moment of space in this bed before this motherfucker comes over here and starts taking up half of my room. Elizabeth, okay, good. I mean it, of course, from the heart, like with the best intentions. Sometimes it just comes out sounding kind of crazy, but yeah, like Lindsay, I love you. Lindsay says, and he probably snores. Ain't that the fucking truth? Because guess what? I have the best husband in the world. I affirm that all the time, and here I'm about to affirm that he snores. But you know what woke me up this morning? Snoring. So, and we have a really wide king bed, and I don't necessarily even have to run into him if I don't want to, but the snoring woke me up, and I've got the husband of my dreams, you know? So enjoy your peaceful sleep while you can. MEG says, Esther Hicks said the exact same thing. Oh, I wish this person would show up this way so I feel good about myself so I don't have to work on myself. It doesn't work like that. Yes, ma'am. That's it right there. SG, I love you. SG says, OMG, I'm laughing alone like a psycho at the supermarket. Yes, laugh. Laugh in the quiet supermarket. I love you guys. Rudy says, I love the way your answers come out. Thanks, Rudy. Okay, Eczema says, Roxy, what should I do to manifest to be back with my mom? CPS took me away. Okay. We love you. We're here for you. Okay. So I can only imagine like how hard and like the amount of emotions that you might be feeling right now, or lack of emotions. I'm not sure. You know, maybe you're shutting down, maybe you're overflowing with emotions. Either way, again, we're here for you. Secondly, overall, your goal is going to have to be reuniting with your mom mentally, and then knowing that like your feet are going to carry you that way no matter what happens along the 3D path, and you just keeping that connection and knowing with your mom, your happy, healthy, safe, secure, stable home. You're affirming that now. You know, like we're safe, we're taken care of, we're under the same roof, we love each other so much. The universe is bringing us together. The universe has brought us together. The universe always brings us together. You know, what am I want to say here? Like my mom or the universe or whoever is moving, you know, hell and high water to get us back together. This is happening now. I'm so excited. I'm going home. I love my home. Happy, healthy, whole, stable. My house is so stable. I feel so safe here. Even when you don't feel like that, you're making yourself think these things now so that you can create that environment in the 3D reality, and then doing whatever you can to like keep your emotions flowing in a positive way. Like if you're feeling stressed or worried or sad or anything like that, it's completely okay and normal. And you want to just be there for yourself and witness those feelings and allow them to be there, but also knowing and using your thoughts to tell yourself that it's still working out, even if you feel this way right now, even if it sucks in this moment, and even if I know it's not what I want right now. And maybe, you know, and I would pick something better in this physical moment. That doesn't matter because I'm picking something new right now and I'm getting taken there. Like, if that makes sense, like you're switching your thinking from how can I get back there to I love where I am. I feel so safe. Everything's happy, healthy, whole. I'm so stable. My mom loves me. She takes care of me. Everything's working out or everything's okay. You're making yourself think those types of thoughts now, so that you can create it in your 3D reality. And again, we're all here for you. So you can always ask advice from anybody in the community. Sylvie, what products do I use for my hair? I use a like curl conditioner and shampoo, and I detangle in the shower. And then I use a leave-in conditioner, a curl cream, a curl serum, and then a gel, scrunch, diffuse, and then like an oil to like break up the crunchiness. That's what Instagram taught me. And I'm literally been like practicing. I just tried my gel today for the first time ever, using it this way without having crunchy hair. It probably looks crunchy, but it's not. It's very soft. Anyways. Yeah, Instagram curly hair is like, I guess it's in right now. Everyone's been taking care of their curls. Yes, this is my natural hair. Is it bad to script similar things every day? I'm generally just writing what comes to mind. No, I like, don't judge your scripting. Like, your scripting's great. I script whatever's on my mind at the time. However I feel that day is what I'm scripting about. Do I script the same things every day? Nope, couldn't possibly. There's no way I can remember it. Will missing your SP slow down your manifestation? Yeah, absolutely. Because what does missing somebody mean? It means they're not here. And if they're not here, then they're not here. Brianna says, do you think we have to script or can we speak what we want using mala beads, for example? Okay. And then Liz says, you don't have to script if you don't want to. Here's the deal. You don't have to do anything. And obviously you want to do what works for you. For me, scripting every day is crucial. Like, scripting every day, meditating every day, non-negotiables for me. Like, I have to. The only time I don't script is if I just completely fall asleep and just completely pass out. And even like a lot of times, if I do that and I'll wake up again at like, 5 in the morning or something, like, oh, I fell asleep, and I'll script then too. I'll script right then because I'm like, oh, I'm not missing a night. I'm not saving this one for tomorrow because I'm going to be scripting about tomorrow's shit tomorrow. So for me personally, when I don't script, I notice it. I feel out of control in my reality. I don't know why, but scripting just really reiterates to me what my story is, what my thoughts are, what my affirmations are before I go to bed. I always script. Like, the last thing I do before I go to bed is scripting. I script in bed. So, okay, so you're saying live doesn't feel natural to you. I mean, like, it wasn't natural to me to script every day until 2 years ago. And now it's natural for me to do it because I've been doing it every day for 2 years. And there's been times where I've slipped up or I stopped doing it as much. And it's like everything goes to shit immediately. I don't know why, but that's so personally, like, I just don't fuck with it. I script every day, no matter what, period. Meditating every day, also very important. Sometimes I, am guilty of putting it off too far, and it just gets put back, and I don't do it. But I would say I meditate 6 to 7 days a week, every single week. Very, very important to me personally. So like whatever you can do to keep okay, so I want to ask this person, Liv. So you're saying you don't have to script if you don't want to. I try, but my brain doesn't work that way. It doesn't feel natural. No judges here, but do you have all your manifestations? Is everything that you want coming out in everything that your way that is all good? Your 3D reality is good to go, period, all the time? Because it's like, no shade. You're over here saying, yeah, I tried that, didn't work for me. I don't know. You don't have to do it. But like, do you have everything that you want and need? And I don't mean that, again, to shade you. I'm saying like, maybe you should try it, doing it every day, and you wouldn't be asking questions, like, and I don't mean that, again, not to sound mean. I'm saying like, are you doing everything? Or are you looking at something that you tried a couple times and didn't like and saying, nah, not for me? Because maybe it does work for you. Just saying, just stuff to ask yourself, Okay. What time is it? 3 o'clock. I got to go. Yeah, I've been on for a little while. Okay. So yeah, I know you said you tried it. I saw you wrote that. I'm saying, have you tried it for an extended? Okay, you tried it. Okay, whatever, fine. Whatever works for you. But like, being consistent and having something that continuously reiterates your new story is like what works. So like, what are you doing, Liv, to continuously convince yourself of your story every single day? And Liv, maybe you weren't scripting in a way that was productive for you. Okay. Elena, have I ever affirmed to manifest different behavior for my pets? Yeah, definitely. Okay. Bruja says, when you have a low quality thought and you react like, don't think about it, don't think, it multiplies more thoughts, right? Is it better to just flip the thought without reacting? I don't know. I would say that's probably different for everybody, because some people's patterns might be to punish themselves. Don't think, don't do that. You're doing it wrong. You're not doing it right. When in that case, that would multiply there. Other people might say, don't think that, and then be like, oh, I don't know what to think. I'm not sure what to do. And then they would go into uncertainty mode. Like it just could be different. Like, does it multiply more thoughts? I don't know if it multiplies more thoughts. I just know that like, for the most part, thoughts come one after another. You know what I mean? Like the thought you think has momentum and it has a vibration, and the next one you think is probably going to be similar to it. So it doesn't necessarily mean that like when you think, don't think that multiplies. It means that every thought that you're thinking is multiplying and gaining friends. So be careful with all the shit that you're saying, and just say stuff that's like going to help you move forward, and not stuff that's going to help keep you where you're at. So flip the thought without reacting. Yeah, there's nothing to react to. If you have a negative thought, so what? That's life. Who cares? Why? Like, yeah, reacting to it is just. Michelle says, where do we find the video you mentioned regarding someone passing away? I talked about it on the podcast with Alea Lovely from the Spiritual Shit podcast. So look on my podcast, and it's the one with Alea Lovely. We talk about it like somewhere, I think around the middle of the podcast, maybe. Lindsay, oh my God, I love this. Lindsay says, last night I made a purchase for my business that I wanted to for a while. I woke up to sign the biggest contract of my career. It works. Yes, I love it. That's amazing. Good for you. Congrats. Mary Jane, hello. Mary Jane says, I am your #1 fan from New Zealand. New Zealand. Finally caught you on live. You have helped me immensely. I appreciate you. Thanks for being here. I love a New Zealand accent. 250,000. Have you ever seen that video of the guy winning the lottery on the news? He's like, I just won 250,000. Sanam, did you say your content on physical health was a podcast or a video? It's a podcast. And so the manifesting physical healing in your body is a podcast episode from end of May / beginning of June, right around there. And then the podcast where we talked about dealing, potentially, or like how do you, if you're manifesting like deaths and like big things, like big life-changing things like that, I discussed that in a podcast episode with Aaliyah Lovely from like a few weeks ago. So if you want that podcast, that one's more recent. Aaliyah Lovely, the Spiritual Shit podcast. That's like the name of it, is like the Spiritual Shit or something like that. And then though, if you're talking about manifesting physical healing, that episode also podcast is from end of May, beginning of June. Okay. Jay Kane says, you look 22, maybe 25. Thanks. I'm going to be 38 in like 2 weeks, but thank you. These bangs. I got to figure out. Okay. Okay. Any plans for my birthday? All I want is to have like a girls' day with my best friend. And I already asked my husband, I was like, will you like chauffeur us around LA and just like take us to places so we can just like sit in the back seat and like just bitch about life? Not bitch about, I just want to talk and gab and cackle like hens with my best friend, going around to LA and eating at places or stepping into places or going shopping. I don't know. I just want to be chauffeured by my husband on my birthday with my best friend. That's all I want. I thought about it. I was like, do I want to have a party? No, I don't know what I want to do. I just want to hang out with my best friend and talk shit and eat vegan food. And I don't know what. Tiffany, I love you. She said, I know it sounds crazy what Roxy is telling you, but please listen to her. That's how Earth works. Even if you see zero evidence that your manifestation is coming, just say that it is. Trust me, it works. Yes, ma'am. You just say that it's working, man. So mom says that sounds like the best day. Doesn't it? Oh my God, I'm so excited. I can't wait. Okay. The most powerful affirmations. I mean, I don't know. You can do, I don't know, everything. The most powerful affirmation. That's a hard. Every single affirmation is powerful. How about that? And every single thought you think and sentence you say is an affirmation. All right. I gotta go. I gotta get off. I gotta do what I'm doing next. So, I love you. I appreciate you. Let's give some. Let's give some. Hassan, hello. SS says, whatever comes out of your mouth is a powerful affirmation if you believe in it. It doesn't okay. Yeah. Mari, why isn't he texting you even though you let go of everything? You obviously haven't because you keep saying he's not texting you. Nicole says, I haven't been able to catch a live stream for a while because I work. Definitely needed today's reminders. Well, welcome, Nicole. Glad you made it. Oh, yeah. Mystic Lady says, happy upcoming birthday and enjoy it. It sounds like an amazing day. Thank you. You know what? It literally might. No, it's not. It's not next Monday. It is on a Monday though. So I think I am going to go live on my birthday because it's a Monday. And I'm already going to be doing all my birthday stuff on the weekend probably. So yeah, it's not. It's in 2 weeks from today. So anyways, thank you for the birthday wishes. I appreciate you. What's our homework? How old am I turning? 38. Isn't that crazy? It's so crazy. Sana says, please wear a tiara and a sash. I did that for my 36th birthday. Remember? That was on the... Was that on this channel? Yeah, it was on this channel. I did videos from my birthday a couple years ago. Fancy with me. Well, thank you. I appreciate you. Despicable E, do I have self-concept affirmations? Yes, I do. Okay, so for self-concept affirmations, there's some on YouTube. I have a few, but I also have an album on iTunes, Spotify, all the wherever you stream music, called Best Me Ever. And that is our self-concept, self-love, self-confidence album of affirmations. So you can get the whole thing. You can, if you want to buy the deluxe version at my website, roxytalks.com/albums, and find the one called Best Me Ever. And that's going to be our self-concept affirmations. Emmy, do I drink? Do I get crunk? Okay, here's the real truth. I haven't drank in like a year. I took a year off from drinking. I just started maybe like the last, well, I'll tell you when I started, when my grandma had a stroke and I had to go help take care of that. I started drinking a little bit again. But I'm literally just having like maybe a glass of wine, like I'll just have like this much of little bits of wine and stuff. So I've started to take on a little bit again. But I don't know how much I'm going to drink, and I don't know how, whatever. I think I'll probably always go through periods of like not drinking and then maybe sometimes, but I did take a year off and it was really nice. And now I feel like I want to drink a little bit of wine sometimes. And so I'm gonna. So yeah. And oh yeah, I'm going to give you guys some homework, some nice homework. What were the results from last week doing your homework of doing your self-love for a week? Extra self-love stuff for a week straight. Dina was rubbing her feet. Now every day she's doing feet rubs and foam rolling. I love it. What else kind of self-love acts have you guys been doing for yourself? Or would you suggest? Linda says, I started the self-love. I wasn't as consistent as I want to be. Okay, so try again. Try getting 7 days straight and see what happens. Try again. Do 7 more days and just see if you can do and it doesn't even have to be like expensive. It doesn't have to be a long thing. Just something every single day where you're like, all right, this is for me. Brianna says, I bought myself flowers. Simona says, going for a walk, listening to my inner conversation. Nice. Simona, that's awesome, because that inner conversation is where like all your answers and your power are going to be. Ooh, I also got this information from a meditation today. It's like, you know how they talk about like love is all in, like the love you want is within, like the self-love is within you. Love is already within you. Well, what within you means that I got from my meditation today is not like there's like just like love chilling inside this body, this meat suit or whatever, but like I am like plugged into, I have like a core. I've talked about like an extension cord to source before, but it's like the divinity, the God, the infinite, the universe, whatever you want to call it out there, that is the infinite love. That's like all love that more than you could ever fathom. And we have like a connection to it, an extension cord to it. And so when you open the valve, it can flow, and it's always flowing. It's just like whether or not we let the valve open or not, or whether we close it up, and what things we allow to open the valve and what things we allow to close the valve. So, open that valve, man. Sylvie says podcasts, movies, DoorDash. Nice. Ooh, Ariana says, I'm making a manifestation room out of my old office at home. That's awesome. I want to, in my next house, I want a manifestation room as well. Like a meditation room. Totally doing that. Elena says, I did a full moon release ceremony that was really powerful and healing. I was able to purge a lot of stuck emotions. I felt so light afterwards. Nice. Sana says, buying myself my fave food or food that I've been craving at least once a week. Money doesn't matter just as long as my inner child is satisfied. Nice. TT started doing yoga. That's awesome. Mystic Lady says, it's so normal for me to buy myself flowers and jewelry and whatever I want. This week I bought 2 gorgeous coats and a light that says love. I wanted them, so I got them. Money comes back. Yes, ma'am. Tiffany says, saturated my mind with real uplifting content, reading good books, and actually telling myself that I'm proud of me. Yay, Tiffany, I love it. And how did that feel to tell you that? Lovely Goddess says 100K is on its way. Yes. Dina says, yoga is the ultimate self-care for me too. Gina, I agree. Thoughts create the feelings. I agree as well. Okay, Afro Juju, thank you so much for the super chat. Says, I'm doing IFV with my SP, but we had an issue and have been in minimal contact. The hospital appointments fall on certain times in the month. I have been telling the doctors he's traveled, etc., but I feel time pressure to manifest. Okay, the time pressure is going to be your problem. And it's like, I get it. Like, obviously, you're on like an actual schedule and the timing feels really real, but you have to work on not giving into that and like visualizing your partner being there. Your contact is overflowing. They're so open with you. They're so, constantly checking on you, making sure that you're okay. They're doting on you. They're so excited to be a parent, and they're showing you their dedication now before the child is even here, and yada, yada, yada. It's like you're switching up your story and your language. I'm sorry. I hope you don't feel like I'm not paying attention. You're switching up your story and your language to describe what you actually want, even though it may not look like that in your 3D reality. You just have to, like, it's not none of the doctor's business what's going on. Say what you got to say to get through the moment, but keep the story going that, your partner is really excited. They're here for you. They're always there. You talk all the time. You're open, yada, yada, yada. And just, again, keeping the story going for what you want it to be and not what it actually is appearing to be, or else it's just going to keep doing that. Like, I'm sure it's hard to feel that way, but even saying that it's hard makes it harder. So it's easy. You feel good. Your partner's fully supportive, fully communicative, totally open with you, always there for you, would never miss anything, dotes on you, completely there for you and the child. And you're just so excited for the next chapter. That's got to be your story. Oh, DJ Fresh knows. Jerry and I took time to play music and dance around the house. We've been working a lot lately. Oh my God, how cute. I love you guys. I'm just like visualizing you having your little dance party. You guys are so cute. Brandon's learning to crochet. Nice. Tiffany says, honestly, it felt weird, but I know that it's true. So I kept saying it. Different things came up for me to say, yes, girl, you did that. Exactly. There you go. There you go. Ooh, Zoos. I hope I'm saying your name right. Says to Afro Juju, imagine your partner with you in the nursery and setting up things for the baby. Yes, I love that. Yeah. Obviously, using visualization is great. Just make sure that you're not like undoing the manifestation by saying that they're not there and like worrying about how to get them there, because that just implies that they're not there. Like you really, visualization is an amazing tool, and it works really great if you're not contradicting it with your worries, doubts, and fears and stuff during the day. All right, I gotta go. It's time for me to skedads. I love you all. I appreciate you. I didn't come up with a homework yet. I just realized that. What do we want to do? What are we going to do this week? What are we going to do this week? We're going to, okay, so what I want you to do this week. I want you to, ooh. Okay. Hold on. I'm mixing a few things that I got excited about. I want you to keep doing the self-love thing. So for one, someone was talking about not having the consistency in the self-love. Let's make this go. So if you didn't make it 7 days last week, we're going to go for 7 this week. If you made it 7 days last week, we're going for 14. Okay. So that's first. We're going to keep the self-love item going every single day. The second thing I want you to do is I want you to be paying attention to the things that feel, what's the word? I'm hearing immovable, but that's not the word I want to use. Impossible, improbable, unlikely. The things that feel permanent, the things that feel like you have to, the things that feel like you can't change. I want you to, this is the homework. At the end of each day for the next 7 days, including today, I want you to take a moment and look back on your day and assess where the thing I just said that I now can't remember. Dang it. The one day Leanne's not here. Leanne's always really good at telling me exactly what I just said. The things that felt, okay, there we go. The things that felt like they were out of your control, you had no choice about, you had to do the law, it was permanent, so-and-so did this, so I had to do this. Because I have done this in the past, I had to do it like this again. Those things. I want you to, I just looked at the chat and then there's a person named Danielle asking how to manifest concerts. And then right below her is Tiffany just saying hi to everybody. But Tiffany, if you want to manifest a concert, Tiffany is the one to talk to. So at the end of your day, I want you just to look back on and even write it down if you want, journal on it. What were the things that felt like they were too big for you to manifest out of? Does that make sense? Like there's things that we believe we can manifest and there's things that we believe we can't manifest. I want you to look at the things that you each day, what were the things that felt like, you get what I'm saying, right? What were the things that you couldn't do? What were the things that you were unable to do? What were the things you weren't allowed to do? What were the things that so-and-so said you couldn't? What were the things that the law won't let you do? What were the things your parents won't let you do? What were the things your partner won't let you do? What are the things you're too scared to do? Like, look at those things and the places where you were limited and felt like you can't do it. And just kind of collect those at the end of the day. I just want you to be looking at them right now. Just like, where in my day and what topics and what exact phrasing am I saying I can't do something or that it's hard or impossible? Yeah, thanks, Dina. Journal each day on the things that felt like they were too big for you to manifest or that you can't manifest past them. Or like, for example, we talked earlier with somebody who has their person's in another state. They're too far away. That kind of stuff. Well, obviously I can't manifest a relationship with them because they live 1,000 miles away. They don't know I exist. Both of those things need to be on this little, if you're going to do this homework, which I suggest, you might as well do. It's only going to help you. Figure out what those things are and start collecting them in like a little journal. And then at the end of the week, we'll kind of like assess them together and see like how we can like kind of dash those ideas and get rid of them and break them down so we don't have to believe them so much. Danielle, if you're desperate, then that's exactly why you're not going to get your tickets. Because I can guarantee you, Tiffany, she gets tickets all the time. One of those ingredients has nothing to do with desperation. Salma, yes, exactly. Salma, my heart goes out to you, babe. I'm here for you. And that's exactly what I mean. She says, manifest change of forced religion upon me. That is exactly what I'm talking about. Those are the things that I want you to be looking at in your life and collecting so that we can deal with next week. For you, Salma, let's just say right now, I know that it feels like you can't do anything about it. I have so many different clients from all over the world. I know that religion and like cultural notions feel very immovable. Again, this is exactly what I'm talking about. They feel like they're boundaries on you that you cannot break out of. The law, culture, religion, tradition. These are big ones I hear all the time from people. So just understand that it's your belief that you have to, or that you can't do, or because of this thing you're not able to, that keeps you from doing it. And that's the whole point of this homework is I want everyone to start collecting those things that they feel like they have no control over during your day. Make a little note of what did I feel like I had no control over today? What circumstances are just too big for me? What circumstances can I possibly not manifest out of? Make a note of that for the next week. And then when we come back for next mindset, we'll talk about how to push past that and stuff. Okay. Specifically. All right. And actually, I feel like I want to make a podcast episode about that. Dina, can you email that to me, please? I want to turn the homework into a podcast episode. And then so I'll record that maybe today. We'll see. I'll record that, and then you guys will have that to reference, after that. Once that's done, then you'll have it to reference on like how to kind of get out of that mindset and junk. Sanam, if you go to my website, go to roxytalks.com/podcast, scroll to the bottom, and then keep scrolling as it's going to populate more and more, and just keep scrolling until you get to like May, and it should be there, and then you can click on it. I don't know if there's a search. I mean, I think there's a search function on my website. I could be wrong. I don't know. And I don't know. I've never searched for a podcast episode that way, to be honest with you. But you can find it on my website there, or you can also go to like Pandora or Spotify or anywhere that hosts podcasts, and again, scroll down to like May and look around there. And I know it's around there because it happened after my face thing happened, which was on Mother's Day. And it was like 2 weeks after that because I wasn't talking just yet. And so it's right around there. So anyways, Powers of Tarot says, sounds good. It sounds like this week's topic is going to help with more advanced manifestation where you may face barriers you weren't aware existed. Yes, exactly. Awesome. Yay. Okay, cool. So that's what we're going to do. Oh, Emmy says, wow, I needed this homework. I have huge blockages about being able to go to med school, and I would love to start sorting through that. Emmy, if anybody should know that your doubts are BS, it's you, because you've like changed your entire life within a matter of months just because you decided you were going to. So like, no. Girl, bye with all that stuff, because I know you are capable of doing what you want. I've literally seen you do it. So don't worry about that. Oh, okay, says, can I manifest for a friend to change their mindset about themselves? I really want my friends to see themselves as special as I think they are, and so they can affirm more positive things as well. Yes, you can. You just have to stop saying that they don't see themselves that way. So you need to see themselves seeing themselves that way. Mystic Lady, can your thing be a family member that's choosing a bad path? Absolutely. Anything that you think is stopping you from living the life that you want or from doing what you want, that's on your list. Okay? All right. I love you all. I appreciate you so much. Do your homework. Rewind it. If you missed it, rewind about 5 minutes and hear what the homework is, and then come back next week and we'll talk about it. I love you. I appreciate you. You're powerful. If you think that you're not, say that you are. And that's it. I love you. I appreciate you. Be kind to yourself. We're all raising our vibrations together. You have the power. I believe in you. Bye. And thank you. I see your kind words popping through. I appreciate you all. Thank you guys. Bye.